Hi, welcome to Spice It Up. I'm personal chef Myki Romano at the home of Lori Walton in beautiful Medina, Illinois. Hey, Lori.
Hey, Myki.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
What are you doing?
Here.
These look great for a centerpiece.
Yeah, take it. Whatever you want.
Good. These are gorgeous.
Yeah, I love that they turn colors.
It's always a good idea to ask the homeowner when you start snipping away at their plants and flowers. You need some permission here. Thank you.
Come on in.
Now, Lori, this luncheon is to benefit autism, is that right?
Right. It's for a whole bunch of professionals who work with kids with autism, teachers, speech paths, OTs.
Okay, so I've heard that people who are on the autistic spectrum kind of like to eat the same thing all the time.
Lots of them do.
And is that macaroni and cheese?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so today I've made a recipe that has macaroni, which is a big macaroni shell, and I'm going to stuff it with baby Swiss cheese. So I think that's apropos for the luncheon.
Sounds delicious.
Great.
Okay, well, I'm going to get ready if that's okay with you.
That's great. Okay. And I can't wait to see you come back down and see what you're wearing.
Yeah, see you later.
Okay. I'm going to be making something much more special than macaroni and cheese. We're going to bring some great flavors to the table, and that means food with benefits. Food with benefits includes spices and herbs instead of the fats and salts that you normally use. I'm going to start out with some onions sauteing in olive oil. I'm going to be adding olive oil to the bottom of the pan, and the pan has to be heated a little bit. I will then be adding a 1/4 cup of chopped onions, and you want to saute these until they're translucent. You don't want them brown, because if they're brown, then they'll be too bitter. This should take about 2 minutes. After that, we'll be wilting some spinach in boiling water. Now this will get really small real fast. It seems like you're putting a lot in there. You're really not. Shrink these as you put them in, and you really don't need to spend a lot of time with these in the pot. Just make sure that they're covered with the water. And once you see that they're really half their size, which this is perfect, you can take it over. So let's move them over and put them in the drain. Okay, you want to run some cold water on these to stop the cooking. And then you're also going to squeeze these out for all the excess water. And the other part of that is that you'll find some hard stems when you squeeze it. Just pull them out, because they'll be soft enough to take. So you really want to make sure that you get all the water out so it doesn't add any water to the recipe. This takes a little doing. And after this, you'll be chopping them in little pieces. See this stem? These kind of stems are very tough, so you'd like those to go. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Now, that was a whole pound of spinach, and it goes down to this size, and that's how it should look. Then you're going to take a knife, and you're just going to really chop these pretty fine if you can. And do the same with the other one. Okay, from here, the spinach is going to go back into the saute pan with the onions and the olive oil. So we'll be taking that over. And now we're going to add the spinach to the saute pot. We're going to blend this. After you blend this up, it takes no time, and you can actually take it off the heat, and it's done. And you're ready to put it into your cheese mixture. You'll start by adding 1 beaten egg, and ricotta cheese and cottage cheese. Now, when a recipe calls for ricotta cheese, I always cut it in half. And that's where the low-fat cottage cheese comes in. Because ricotta, when you use the low-fat ricotta, it tastes like sandpaper. It's very gritty. It just doesn't bake up well. So I do not advocate to use it. So in this case, we're going to cut some of the fat by putting cottage cheese, a half a cup, and a half a cup of ricotta. We are also going to use a half a cup of grated Parmesan and 2 cloves of garlic. Now the garlic is really wonderful because one of the ladies that's coming to the luncheon is Sandy Valentine, and she brought me that garlic from Peoria, Illinois, and I had a carload of these, and this is my very last one. So I hope she'll enjoy this luncheon because it's her garlic. Okay, we're going to mix this up because the last ingredient we're going to put in here is white pepper. And why I choose white pepper for this is certainly because of the color and also the flavor. White pepper is got a heat to it, and it's really going to pick up all the cheeses. So that's about a tablespoon of white pepper. Now you can set these aside after they're well mixed, and you're going to start on your sauce. You'll begin by sauteing onions again, only this time you want to saute them in butter. The sauce has reached perfect consistency, so now is a great time to add the wine and cheese. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of wine. This wine is actually a Prosecco, which is not wine at all. It's a champagne out of Italy. It brings a wonderful flavor that's really sweet and not ultra dry, so it gives this a wonderful, wonderful creamy flavor. I'll be adding 1/4 cup of baby Swiss. And that doesn't take very long for this baby Swiss to melt, and that's why baby Swiss is a great cheese for sauces. That sauce is finished and ready to go on top of your shells. This creamy, velvety sauce looks fantastic. The more the better. Okay, you're going to cover this with foil. We're going to put this in the oven for a half hour, and the great part about this is that I already have one already done. Okay, we're ready to top this with some Parmesan cheese, sparingly if you like. Again, more is better. And some pine nuts. They have a wonderful lemony flavor that balances out all the rich cheeses. And this is done and ready to go. Okay, Lori, this is all finished and ready to go. So when are your guests going to get here?
About 20 minutes.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I poured you a little champagne for a toast.
Thank you.
It's a Italian champagne. It's called Prosecco. I hope you like it.
I love it.
Cheers.